that, accept the fact that you're not always gonna have everything in place. Not all your ducks are going to be in a row. Things happen, things change, but learning to overcome and adapt through those things. What? I take my own advice. Certain health and fitness goals. We're rocking and rolling. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley if you guys are new, and if you are a returning subscriber, I'm so glad you guys are back for another video. So because it is almost the end of 2019, which is just, it's crazy. I don't know where this year went. I wanted to talk about some things that we can do to finish out this year strong, but also kind of put us in a great position for starting off 2020. So today's video is things that we should do before the end of the year. But before we get started, I'd love it if you guys hit the subscribe button and turned on the bell notifications. I make videos all about having a healthy, balanced lifestyle. We talk about food and fitness, productivity, organization, anything that can help better you and your overall well-being. So I'm sure that there is something for you guys on this channel. If you guys would like to follow me on Instagram, it's at Haley Cairo. I also post tons of recipes and workouts over there, and you don't want to miss. If you guys didn't check out my last vlog, you will know that this year is ending on a very large note for me and for Kyle. We are moving, we bought a house. It's crazy. I'm so excited. So by clicking that subscribe button, you're also gonna get tons of new renovation and DIY decor videos coming out. I'm so stoked. So I blame Christopher for making me put up my tree. I was watching his vlogs and I just adore him so much. He's the greatest. If you guys don't follow Christopher Allen, I'm gonna link his channel down below because he is such a breath of fresh air and he makes me so happy. Like, that is the only way I can describe it. Like, he makes me literally joy-filled, and he always decorates early for Christmas. And so I was like, all right, we gotta put the tree up. There's no ornaments on it because I'm making Kyle help me, but we're getting there. Also, I got some new pillows from Pottery Barn that I'm obsessed with. All right, let's get into this video. Wait, one more thing. I'm sorry. I'm also gonna be doing a bunch of choosing a planner videos. Didn't really make sense. What I meant to say was I'm going to be doing some videos about 2020 planners, different ones that you guys can choose from. I'm gonna be doing some giveaways and also just kind of talking with you guys about how I'm going about planning my goals, getting organized, so you're not gonna wanna miss those. The first thing that we need to do before the end of the year is do a little self-check evaluation, give ourselves a review. It's not fully a review, it's more just like a, hey, what's going on? Like, how are we doing? Are we following the goals? Where are we slacking off? Like, what kind of needs to be tackled first? I tend to get bogged down with work and then I separate myself from my planners and I just kind of do brain dumps. Then because I'm not looking at my actual planner, I'm not looking at my goal pages anymore. So it's kind of like a good time for me to reassess and be like, all right, it's November, Hale. Where are we at here? Perfect example is I wanted to hit certain health and fitness goals this year and we're rocking and rolling. So I'm happy there. Did a little self-check in there, looked at my financials. I went over my bank accounts, my budgets, my savings, and kind of was just like, all right, are we in a good trajectory right now? Like, what could we do maybe to increase change? And I just kind of take notes and do a little self-evaluation. The second thing is to also be realistic with your goals. If you're like, you know what, there's no way that this goal for 2019 is gonna get completed, we need to do a little shifting to 2020. So make note of that, be okay with that, accept the fact that you're not always gonna have everything in place. Not all your ducks are going to be in a row. Things happen, things change, but learning to overcome and adapt through those things and not be feeling guilty or put too much pressure on yourself is also very healthy. You gotta find balance with being like really goal oriented, but then like not being super hard on yourself either. So if things need to get moved, that's okay. So start kind of envisioning your 2020 goals. Maybe start writing them down. Doesn't need to look pretty yet. We're just kind of brain dumping and thinking out loud in a way, you know, like we're looking at 2019 and then we're kind of looking at 2020 and being like, all right, what are we doing here? Just because it's still 2019 doesn't mean you can't start envisioning 2020. The next thing is to think about starting a new hobby. Now, you could start it right now, which would be awesome, or maybe you want to, have it be a goal for the new year, but I really love learning. I love education, and you guys know I'm always doing some kind of course, some sort of certification, and I've talked about Lingoda plenty of times before on my channel. I think language is such a universal thing. It's such a handy thing to have depending on your career or things that you might want to do with your life, but learning a second, third, fourth language could be really beneficial. So Lingoda is launching their new Sprint program, which is just an accelerated 3-month learning course in any language from French, German, Spanish, or the business English courses, which we've talked about before. What's really cool is that there is a 100% money back guarantee. So if you're doing Sprint 30, which is 30 classes a month, if you complete that whole thing, you get all of your money back. And then the normal Sprint is 15 classes per month. And if you complete that in the time limit, you get 50% of your money back. As always, Lingoda covers all types of really important topics when learning, speaking, writing, and reading in these different languages. You're gonna be getting really useful knowledge. It's not just like random phrases, it's things that they have really taken the time to make a very dedicated program. So that way you're getting things that are gonna be great whether you're using it in your career field or you're just traveling. It's also super convenient because they have flexible classes 24/7, so you can always find one that works in your schedule. Plus the classes are small, so it's kind of like one-on-one in a way, like it's very hands-on, you get a lot of attention, and it's just great because it's, you know, it's like private learning. It's awesome. All of your materials are downloadable, which is also super convenient. So if you're traveling, you can still learn on the go. And if I didn't make it clear, you are with an actual instructor. This is not completely self-taught. Your classroom environment is a small class with an actual virtual teacher who is very knowledgeable and accredited to be teaching you guys the language of your choice. I'm going to put all of the price breakdowns up here for you guys. It will be different if you're doing it in dollars or euros, depending on what currency you guys use, but they have programs for everybody. So the Lingoda Sprint program is limited, so you might wanna hop on this right now. It's also a great Christmas gift if you have someone who's really into language and learning. This could be so cool, or you guys could do it together. So because there's limited entries, I'm gonna give you guys the dates up here as well. December 19th is the last day to enter for Lingoda Sprint, and classes start on January 7th. Now remember, this is a 3-month-long program, and the money back guarantee is by doing all of your classes in the time frame that they set for you. I will have links down below for you guys if you want to get started with a coupon code as well, so that way you guys can get a little discount. The fourth thing, and this is probably like the best feeling ever, and that is decluttering. I have posted so many videos about my closet declutters and how I made a ton of cash last winter by selling things online. It is such a great feeling. Oh my gosh, Christmas was literally free for me last year because I just used the money that I made online to buy Christmas presents. I will also have some of my favorite apps for selling things online down below for you guys. Quick tip too, if decluttering and selling things online overwhelms you, because believe me, I kind of was in that boat when thinking about doing it again this year, but now that we are moving, I was like, oh, this makes sense to do it. So what I do it 2 different ways. I will go through all of my things and take pictures and then forget to do the listings, and then at nighttime or when I'm like doing cardio, I'll do all the postings. Saves time. Or if I don't have time to sort through everything, because that can be a challenge in itself, I'll just do the declutter and make separate piles for what I want to sell, and then go and photograph those at another time, and then do the posting at night when I'm watching Outlander. I love Outlander, oh my gosh. Or when I'm doing cardio. The fifth thing is physical and the fifth thing that you guys can do is start a physical self-care practice. Now I know the gym is very overwhelming for some people. I totally understand and like relate, I get it. But if you want it to not be so intimidating when everyone has those New Year's goals, you know the ones, you know the people, like you know what happens. January is so crowded at gyms, like it's just crazy. Commit to walking 5 times per week, okay? Like even if it's only a few minutes, just start with something more than what you're doing currently. If you don't do any type of physical activity, whether it's working out or just taking walks, start really small. Anything is better than nothing, and you can always build on it. But it could also be other things like cutting back on refined foods, or incorporating more water throughout the day, or adding in more veggies. I think a lot of people look at physical goals as something that they need to like take away. I'm cutting out this, I'm eliminating that, I'm not gonna do this. I think the habits are way more approachable when you're just adding in things. So it's like, okay, I'm still gonna have my diet soda, but I'm gonna eat more vegetables. You know what I mean? Like it's better to look at it that way. What? I take my own advice. Similar to that is to be more mindful. Now I started reading every morning, and it was The first few days, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh, this is great. Like, why haven't I been doing this? I go through like phases of journaling and reading and everything every day. But even if I'm not doing the same thing every single morning, the idea is the same. First thing, I take my water and my probiotic and I get my coffee. That's a non-negotiable. But then I'll either do my morning pages or maybe I feel like reading. I always do my devotional, but my reading kind of changes. But those first practices are really filling my cup. Doesn't mean I have to do them the same every day, but starting really small with that too can be very beneficial, because as you start off in the new year, the fact that you're starting off your day with mindfulness will help you be so much more intentional when you go to implement new habits and routines to reach your goals. I'll have some of my favorite little morning routine buddies down below for you guys. I'm loving Ryan Holiday's books. I also have some devotionals that I really love. So everything will be down below. The next tip is to be present. The holidays come and go, it feels chaotic, but sometimes we forget to just be like, I'm here, I'm in this moment, I'm not looking, too far forward, I'm not regretting the past, I just wanna be here with loved ones, enjoying this time. Trust me, I struggle with this too. That's probably my biggest goal for this holiday season, is to really be present with my family and friends. It's gonna be pretty crazy with us moving and Kyle starting a new job, and it's like all right before Christmas, and I know that it's gonna be easy to just kind of cancel the holidays. I wanna make all the moments that I'm with my family and with my friends really be there, not thinking about flooring or paint colors or what needs to go in what box. The 8th tip is to do a digital clean out. I started doing this with my email and it has been a process, let me tell you. Again, it's one of those things, like you don't necessarily need to like take a chunk out of your day to do it by itself. Make it like a multitask thing, like watching Outlander. Start deleting emails. Go through that desktop, it gets nasty. I've got so many pictures and files and screenshots and gosh knows what else, picture grabs on my desktop, and I just need to like put it in the trash and say, see you later. I'm leaving you in 2019. Pictures is a hard one for me because everything backs up to iCloud. I have about 70,000 pictures on my phone. The 9th thing is kind of similar to the first thing, but tie up loose ends. Anything that's been like on the back of your mind and you're just like, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next month, and before you know it, the whole year's done. That's me all the time. Getting my car fixed. I don't know why. It's just one of those things where it's like it's so simple, but you just don't want to do it, Or like changing the batteries in something. Like, why is it so hard? The batteries on my mouse have been saying that they've been dying for like 3 weeks and I still haven't changed them. Luckily, they're not dead yet, but it's like, hey, you know how simple it is to change batteries? And maybe your loose ends are more important than changing batteries, and I'm sure I have some as well. But I'm just saying, like, anything that's just been kind of like a little dark cloud over you that you need to finish, get it done. You'll feel so much better. Plus, if you do all this stuff now, the holidays, you'll be able to be more present because you're not gonna be thinking about 20 million things. The 10th and final tip is to brain dump, but this is not just like any normal free-flowing brain dump. This is a very specific micromanaged brain dump that is going to propel you into the new year feeling like a queen or king, whatever. You're going to divide it into 3 things, at least 3 things. I think that's more manageable. If you start doing more than 3, it's like not a brain dump anymore. It's like a goals list, Personal, work/school, holiday, and do the brain dump from there. Trust me, just do it. Now this is like an extra tip, and I just thought it was relevant because I'm seeing a lot of money leave my bank account and Kyle's bank account right now with everything that we've got going on, and it's like, oh my God. But cut back, like, wow, I realized, honestly, I love to budget. I've got tons of videos on it. Gonna be doing a new one for budgeting for 2 people. It's gonna be a fun time. We spend very easily when we have cards, especially credit cards. I realized how easy it would be to save money if I didn't just Swipe, swipe. Internet shopping is the worst. Amazon kills me. Things add up. So this month I've done a really good job of cutting back and only buying the absolute necessities. And when I see such low balances on my credit card, I'm like, good job, girl, you did it. But cutting back doesn't have to just be with financial things. It could be environmental things. Like, I'm not gonna buy so many plastic water bottles, or I'm gonna bring my own reusable straw. Or it could be something like, I'm gonna cut back on how much sugar I'm consuming, because when the holidays do come, I want an extra cookie. I'm not saying you have to be restrictive, but you know, just cut back on things that you might need to reel in, you know what I mean? I felt like that video was a lot longer than I was anticipating it, but I was really on a roll, feeling really inspired. Like, this needs to be heard. I'm in a good mood today. I like my makeup. Hair's not horrible. You know how I get with my hair. It's never easy. I also watched Sam Ravindell before I filmed this. That's probably why I'm feeling a little like snarky. I freaking love her. She's so great. Okay, so I hope you guys got something from this video. If you didn't, tell me what I could do better. But seriously, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took some tips away. Maybe you took notes like a good little student and are going to implement these into the rest of the year and following into 2020. I'm super stoked. The holiday content, the moving series, the renovation series, all the things. I'm just so stoked. So if you guys have not hit that subscribe button, you might be totally afraid of me if you're new to this channel and be like, I don't want to subscribe to her. But guys, I'm telling you, I'm a good time, I promise. You won't regret it. Also, tons of healthy holiday treats coming up, so you're not going to miss out on that. But as always, I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes.